Hi everyone, if you are new, welcome back, welcome to my channel. Please remember to like and subscribe, and if you're not new, then hi, welcome. So today we'll be using Handria. Now if you've been to my channel before, then you would know that Handria and, well, we have a hate relationship. I guess it's the easiest way to explain it, but we'll be using her today. So I did add a tip to her, hoping and praying that it stays put. But okay, so today we'll be building a nail for her, and we'll be using the Oz Nail Extension Nail Gel Non-Stick Hand. This is a nude. Now this is really beginner friendly and it's easy to work with. It's not a lot of filing if you use a dual form, so we'll be using not a lot of filing. Like I said, it's really quick and it's easy. Some isopropyl alcohol. You could use a gel brush if you choose, but I'm going to be using my silicone tool. I don't know, somehow this makes me feel like I have more control and it doesn't create that many air bubbles. You do not want air bubbles in there. So, and then we'll be using dual forms as well. So dual forms, now you can buy these from Temu, but this I bought from a local shop. I'm sorry, my English, oi. So dual forms is quite easy to use and you can reuse them. You clean them and you reuse them because you will pop them off and the nail you sculpted or built will stay put. So you can reuse these, and then we'll do some cat's eye and ombre and everything in between. So let's get started. So whenever you do a nail, make sure if you're using polygel or a builder or whatever that it fits, but it needs to be a little bit larger than your own nail, because remember, you're filling it up with the product and this does take space. So only a little bit bigger. Do not downsize, rather upsize, if that makes sense. So making sure it fits. Okay, so let us just put it there for now. Now this is what a dual form looks like. So this one doesn't have a C curve. You get those with C curves, and what's nice about this, you can choose, as you can see there's lines in there, and you can choose the length or the shape, whatever you want, and then you use these to grab hold of it and just pop it off. So this is what we're going to be using. So this is only a practice hand, so I'm not going to prep or do anything like that, but if it is on your hand or a client's hand, you need to prep, always prep. So since this isn't necessary, we'll just start. Okay, so as you can see, I've already begun to apply this, but let me explain. So isopropyl alcohol and paper towel. So you want to make sure that the cuticle area is the thinnest, and the bulk of the product should be where the stress point of your nail is, your apex. And then please remember to cover the side walls as well, and you just push to where you want the product to be. Let me do this, it's easier for me to show you. Push in. Now, like I said, you could use a gel brush if you so choose. Some isopropyl alcohol as well. Let me just. Now the 3H, as you can see, is too thick, so I'm going to thin that out by pushing some of the product to the other side, covering see. Push that. Take off the axis. Now, as you can see, there's a bit there that doesn't have any. So I'm just going to push. But do make sure that you cover the side walls as well, this part of the nail. So I'm gonna keep on doing this until I'm happy. I'm going to flip it around just to see what it's looking like. Okay, we need a little bit more there. So again, push to move the product. Try not to use, you can use slip solution as well, by the way, but try not to use too much isopropyl alcohol, because if you do, it will create bubbles. You do not want bubbles in there. So push, push, push. Let me see. Now, as you can see, right there, we need a little bit more. So I'm just going to add more and then repeat the process, just pushing towards the towards the side walls to make sure everything is covered. Before you apply, always flip. Do not touch with your bare hands. So I'm not touching the product, I'm touching on top to see if you're happy. So I do like the cuticle areas, I like the thickness there. So I'm going to fill up a little bit there and just a little bit there. So to her nail, I didn't do prep at all, but I am going to add a base coat to her nail. This will help the product adhere to her tip. So now if you're using this on yourself and you want to use a base coat, feel free, but if you want to use a rubber base instead, perfect. And I'm going to cure for 60 seconds. Now, once she has been cured, we'll be adding the deal form. So I'm trying to stay in shot so you can see what I'm doing. Place, press down, turn around. If there's cleanup, doesn't look like that. Okay, I'm happy. So now I'm just going to take, let me just turn it around real quick, sorry guys. I'm going to just flash cure. So this is, I'm doing this so it doesn't move on me. I just need her nail to stay in place. That's why I'm doing this. Once I'm happy, I'm just going to full cure for 60 seconds like this, and then I'm going to turn her around and full cure again. Now she's been cured and we can just pop off. So like I said, I don't know, she's always giving me a hard time. Her nails keep popping off. So this does not cure with a tacky layer. Now you can just file around the free edge and the side walls and on top just to buff it a little bit and to remove shine, because remember, gel will not stick to a smooth or shiny surface. So I'm going to file real quick and I'll be right back. Now this filing didn't even take 2 minutes, so I'm just going to dust off underneath the nail as well. You do not want any dust there. And then just going to take a little bit of the paper towel, some isopropyl alcohol, and just wipe over the nail to make sure there's no dust left. Again, you do not want dust on your nails. Underneath as well. All done. So now I'm just going to apply a base coat to our nail and cure. Now, if you do want added strength, you can always start by, I'm going to use a base because obviously it's a practice hand, but on a client I probably would now use a rubber base again, or even a reconstruction gel, or a builder in a bottle to add extra strength to the nail. But since it's practice hand, I'm just going to add a normal base coat and cure. So for the gradient, I'm going to be using palette, and I'll be using the rose pink one. Now this is really pigmented, so I'm only going to be needing a little bit. We're not going to cover the entire nail. You can place it at the free edge or at the cuticle or in the middle of the nail, it depends on whatever you want to do. But I'm just going to apply it randomly right here. Now this is not a fringe, it's just going to be a gradient. Then I'm taking my sponge and just tapping, because I do want this darker at the free edge, going in a little bit lighter towards the middle. Now I'm going to cure again for 30 seconds. If you want this to be a little bit darker, you can just repeat the process, which I'm probably going to do. So as you can see, there's the gradient. It's darker at the free edge, going in lighter towards the middle. But I did not cover the whole nail. Now the reason for this is we'll be adding cat's eye. This is the cat's eye I'll be using. And it's a pinkish one, really pretty. So I do want a soft pink, romantic, satiny type of look, and I'm just going to give this a coat. Going to take my magnet, there we go, activate it, activate. Now you can play with the cat's eye, you don't have to magnetize the whole nail if you don't feel like it, but you can even throw in a few patterns if you like. So really easy. I want this there, there. There we go. And I'm going to cure for 60 seconds.